Hello and welcome to the Broke But Not Broken podcast. I'm your host, Khurram, and this time we have an episode that's going to be put out on time. Huzzah! I kind of jumped in real quick without prepping my mind on what I want to talk about, so let me just try to ramble about something random. I talked about before that I am working as a substitute teacher. I just got my first paycheck, and that feels nice. It feels real nice to have some money again because I was kind of going out without income for a while. The problem is, it's nice, but I can't get too greedy with the money because I kind of owe people some money. Nothing too much, but like, it's not good to spend all the money I have when I owe other people money. I think that's just no bueno. Yeah, but it's nice. I bought myself a couple of things, just small things, and gonna start saving money. Hopefully, I can start paying people back, and I can save up a little bit and for a mini vacation later this year. Because I know I'm not going to be able to afford a big trip, but I think I can plan something small. I was gonna go to Boston in 2 weeks during the spring break, but I realized, and I got too ahead of myself. I was trying to maximize the amount of days I can go by comparing my college's spring break with the high school's spring break because there's some overlap and in a good way. But then after I booked the tickets, I realized that I had an event planned later that week. So, how do I say this? Yeah, so I messed up. I done goofed. So I decided that I'm not gonna go, at least on the date I scheduled. Maybe I'll come later because it'll still give me about 4 days or so in Boston. But I will decide that a bit later. So what is this event that I had to get my Boston trip for? Well, one of the few comedians I listen to named Fahim Anwar is coming to Brooklyn, and I booked tickets to see his show. And I don't know when would last next time he'd come back, so I didn't want to risk it. I could always go to Boston, but I can't always potentially see him, especially since he's LA based. So comedians don't really tour as frequently as bands, at least as far as I know. Yeah. Also, there's still tickets available to see Fahim Anwar at Brooklyn at the Bell House on April something. Just Google Fahim Anwar Brooklyn. And check out he has 2 specials up on YouTube. Really funny stuff. You guys should check it out. I don't know what to talk about. Honestly. Yeah, what a drag. Yeah, last week I was talking that I wanted. Did I mention this? I don't remember, but I'm gonna mention it again. I want guests on podcast, and now that I'm saying that out loud, I do remember saying that. Yeah, I want guests on this podcast. I think I have some lined up, but our schedules did not align. But hopefully that will be coming soon. And in the meantime, you have just me, unfortunately. I guess I could talk a little bit about substitute teaching. So I substitute in a high school, and primarily what that means is I'm pretty much just watching over a class or multiple classes where a teacher is just absent or they have to attend a meeting or something. And usually the teacher leaves work, usually online, busy work, and I'm just there to be the body in the room to make sure they don't do anything stupid. It's pretty easygoing for the most part. Again, it's high school, so it's grades 9, 10, 11, and 12. The 10, 11, and 12 graders, they're fine. They're pretty good. They talk at a reasonable level, and they do their work or they don't do their work, but they don't bother me, or they're not annoying, to put it simple. But these ninth graders are a bunch of shit asses. To put it simple. I want to use that word, shit asses. That's from the show Reservation Dogs on Hulu. I talked about it before, and check it out if you haven't seen it. I don't know. It's a bit forced there, but I like that little term to call. I think describes like annoying kids perfectly. Shit asses. Yeah, they're annoying. They don't listen. But I've been lucky. I haven't had them too many times. I mainly had 10th graders, and they're still a little bit annoying, but miles better than the ninth graders. Although those ninth graders will become 10th graders next year, and I wonder if the new ninth graders will be even worse. I don't know. I don't know how it works. Maybe it's just random. Yeah, too many ums. Let me try to be aware of that real quick. Talking about substitute teaching, and that's pretty much it. I nothing crazy has happened. I've had some pretty easy days. Like just last week, I only had to cover 2 classes, so I had like so much free time. I was napping like throughout the first couple of periods, so that was kind of nice. The problem is I'm always anxious about going into the substitute teaching days because every day I don't know what I'm covering until I get there. So I don't know if I'm gonna have a terrible day or easygoing day like that. And even if I have 20 easygoing days in a row, I could still have the next day being difficult or very like tough. You would think that with substitute teaching I would have to teach them, but I don't, and I am semi thankful for that because because again, the teacher leaves them busy work because they probably are self aware that if a substitute is there, they're not going to listen to me. So, you know, yeah, and I can probably tell that they're not going to listen to me, or they'll give me a hard time if I try to teach them. I haven't really covered any math classes, which is my specialty. But how do I say this? If I had a math class, I guess the only thing I would do is just, let the kids know that I am a math teacher, and if they need help, I can help them out. But besides that, I don't think I'm going to teach them math. At least I haven't been told to. But they're aware that I have a math background, so I have that potential to teach. As far as everybody in the school and my college knows, I'm still trying to become a teacher because I'm not going to tell them otherwise to give them a bad impression of my output of work. So yeah, as far as they know, I'm still trying to pursue to become an amazing math high school teacher, which is something I never want to do. Well, maybe never is not a thing. I can think of a couple of worse things probably, but just not for me. That's about it. On that, what am I doing? I am 10 minutes in and I need 20 more minutes. But the problem is I have some guests coming over, like in person, not on the podcast. So I might have to cut this one short, and I will add more later because I'm going to promise to hit that 30-minute time zone. But it might also be good for me because right now, as you can tell, I am struggling to get words out, at least at a reasonable pace. 2 days ago, the month of Ramadan started, so I've been fasting. I stopped eating at around 5 a.m. ish in the morning, and then I can't eat until 7 p.m. ish, give or take a couple of minutes. Basically, I'm doing it for religious reasons, but also because, well, I'm doing mainly for religious reasons, but I'm also doubling up on the fact that I have to fast by, making like a diet fast where I'm eating like relatively healthy and like reasonable calories so I can lose weight too. So hopefully that goes well in both regards. I am. Oh, what a lot of people don't know about when you fast for Ramadan is that you can't drink water. Like usually with fasting, like intermittent fasting, you can consume things that are 0 calories, like tea, coffee, water. You can't consume anything when you fast for Ramadan. Um, just a little fun little tidbit there. And yeah, I don't wanna talk about Ramadan for more than a couple minutes. The other day, my friend invited me to check out a comedy show to see some guy named Noel Miller. I think that's his name. He's part of this like podcast online. I did laugh at a couple of his jokes. I felt, I don't know, maybe I'm just biased, or maybe I was just generalizing him based on his look. But I was I don't know. He kind of gave me like a lot of put it simply. But I mean, I'm well aware that I'm just you know putting a label on somebody I don't know outside of the comedy show context. But in terms of like his comedy or like my reception to it, I would say that I did not laugh at the majority of the jokes. So like if he told like I laughed at maybe like 1/3 of his jokes, 33%, give or take. Uh, which is I guess fine because I mean I wasn't like it's probably better than what I would do if I was just staying at home. And what would I be doing if I was staying at home? I would probably be playing RuneScape. I've been playing so much RuneScape, and I've been having a joy. I talked last week that the thing I like about RuneScape is that everything you do feels like progress, and you get to see and feel that progress. So here's my RuneScape update. I hit level 40 attack, defense, and strength. And basically what that means is I can wear the rune armor, which is the highest level armor and weapons you can wear as a non-member. And now all I have to really do left is beat the Dragon Slayer quest, which will pretty much, in a way, make me finish everything. In a way, everything in the non-member idea of RuneScape. And then maybe I will buy membership, which is something I never did as a kid. And I am quite overwhelmed because as a member in RuneScape, at least from my point of view, there is so much more to do. Like the world gets like 4 times as big. There's like 10 more skills that I have no idea what they were about. If someone asked me right now to tell me what any of the skills do, I would probably be not able to tell anybody. But yeah, I'm having lots of fun in RuneScape. It's probably not a game you'd want to play if you didn't play it as a kid, but it's also pretty fun because I can play it at school. And I can play it on my phone. So I've been doing that a lot. Kids are doing their work and I'm there sitting playing RuneScape, getting paid a decent amount of money. Problem where I have lots of free time throughout the day, whether at work or at home, but I don't use it wisely. Like I would be at school and I'd have like maybe 2 or 3 periods by myself. I should probably use it to get some work out of the way, but I don't. I just kind of like sit there and do nothing for the most part. Or I'm like refreshing Reddit. Like I'm like it's wasting my time. Cause I should take advantage of the time that I could easily do work, so I can have more time. So I can really utilize the free time I have when I have the free time, like at home and stuff. I talked about the other day that I went to go see Suzume, the new Makoto Shinkai film, which is coming to theaters, I think, at the end of this month or in April. So that's my first shout out right here. If you're an anime fan or you want to see a really good anime movie, check out Suzume in theaters. It's coming to theaters. Go to fandango.com, find where Suzume is playing in a nearby theater. It's a great film. I might go see it again, maybe. Depends. Not because I don't want to, but because I got other things I have to do. And yeah, check out Suzume in theaters. One of my other friends, he sent me a link to this like event where Makoto Shinkai is coming to New York City. Makoto Shinkai is director of Suzume and Your Name, and like I love his films. Basically, I talked about him before. But my friend sent me a link that Makoto Shinkai is coming to New York City, and he's gonna be doing some signings. And if he did not send me this link, I would have not known about it. So I click on this link and I try to RSVP for this signing, and it says capacity is full. I get upset, because he's one of my favorite directors of all time, and I would love to meet him and get a signature. And so I started Googling. I can't find any information about this event. I go to Twitter, I can't find any information about this event. My friend sends a screenshot that this event was published by Crunchyroll, but this specific post was a sponsored ad. And I was really confused. Because also the website itself did not look like it was professionally made. Like it looked kind of like something I could make as a very beginner web developer. And, I was starting to think is this even real? Because I can't find any information about this anywhere. And Makoto Shinkai is a pretty big deal in the anime world. So you'd think that him coming to America would be a big deal, especially for signings, free signings. So when you can't RSVP, it says capacity is full. Email this email to be on the wait list. And I did that. And then I did that again a couple of days later. I was like, hey, I want to be on the wait list for this event, but I didn't hear anything back from you guys. Again, I'm still skeptical about this being not even a real event. But that email did reply back to me saying, hey, we actually did it. We have you added on the wait list, but right now the capacity is full. If anything opens up, we'll let you know. So I was like, okay, this email is responding back to me. There's somebody on the other side. All right, I'm still in investigation mode. Every hour or every now and then throughout the day, I'm going to this website, clicking RSVP. Its capacity is full. And I keep doing that. I even go out of my way to play around with the website, and I manually change the capacity from 0 to 1, and that unlocks the form to put in my name. But it's just it looks like I'm trying to hack into it, but it still doesn't let me. It'll still say capacity full. Anyways, I'll go back to the website every now and then throughout the day. I'll go to Twitter every now and then, Google. I'll type in any keywords, the link itself, try to find out where this event came from. And I can only find this event in 2 locations. One, as a sponsored post by Crunchyroll. Keyword sponsored post by Crunchyroll on Instagram and Facebook. Because if I scroll back to any post on Facebook or Instagram by Crunchyroll, I cannot find this post directly. I can only find it as a sponsored ad. And I've been getting that sponsored ad more frequently, I guess, because I've been Googling it. You know how the search engines always adapt to your searches? And I've also found it as a sponsored ad and as a retweet from a single person. And it's it boggles my mind that this event is kind of invisible and the capacity was full. I was so upset. Now, when I was coming home the other day from that Noel Miller comedy show I was just talking about, when I got on the train, I did my usual, went to the website, pressed RSVP, expecting it not to be, say, capacity full as usual. I mean, right? But it said something else this time. It said, how many tickets do you want? And I pressed 1, I entered my information fast, and it said, you got a confirmation email, check your email. And I got a confirmation email. And I was like, I'm still skeptical at this point, but I felt like if it was real, I'm so excited now. Check my email. They actually gave me a location of where to go. And the location is a legit location. One thing that worried me though is that it said first come, first serve. Not everyone will be able to enter. But seeing how hard it was to get in, I would assume it's not too many people. But I am a little paranoid, so I'm gonna go a couple hours early to this event just to make sure that I get the signature. Because if this is real, I don't want anything to stop me. I've made it this far. I told my friends that, hey, I got in. I guess it opened up again, the RSVPs, but they couldn't get in. So my thought process is if somebody canceled and I was able to snipe that one ticket. And I am actually thankful to my friend to inviting me to that comedy show, because maybe if he didn't invite me to that comedy show, I wouldn't have checked the RSVP at that time and I wouldn't have gotten that ticket. So I'm grateful. Let's see if this event is real. It should be coming up in a couple of days. So the next podcast I'll be talking about, did I actually get to meet Makoto Shinkai? Did I actually get a signature? To an event that seems to not be advertised anywhere, which is boggling my mind. All right, I think I can stop being a fan about it. Again, check out Suzume in theaters. Coming out. 52, 102. Okay. So, what else should we talk about? Let me make a note about what I talked about so far, which was Suzume and teaching. Sorry if you hear my keyboard. Let's see here. Has anyone ever... Actually, before I talk about that, I booked my very first concert for the year. I'm going to go see Man with a Mission at the end of May. I might have mentioned that last episode. But now the second concert that I'm going to book, the tickets aren't open yet, but I'm going to go see this K-pop group called Mamamoo. They're coming to the US first tour. And I kind of have a little K-pop rant, but I think I want to save that for next time. All right, you know what? I'll do the K-pop rant now. Sure. Okay, so everyone knows BTS. BTS is like one of the biggest artists in the world, biggest K-pop artist in the world, at least as far as I'm aware. I don't know if things have changed. Blackpink is pretty up there too. But I think right now BTS is on hiatus for, I guess, military reasons. I think. I'm not sure. I could be in details wrong here, but as far as I'm aware, they're not they're not in front of the... They're not doing anything super big right now, as far as I'm aware. Right. But BTS became so big. They became so big into the US. Everybody loved them. K-pop fans who already like BTS, probably every other K-pop fan who didn't care about BTS started liking BTS, and even just regular pop fans or regular people in America, BTS became the big thing. But now that they're not as active anymore, I feel, this is my theory, that all these people who liked BTS, whether they like BTS or whether they like K-pop, whether they didn't like K-pop but they only like BTS, all these people, now they have like they're deprived of BTS, but they fell in love with this artist that was so big, right? But now they're deprived of BTS, but they have like something churning in them that's like, I love K-pop, right? So all the BTS fans, they channeled all that energy that they're deprived of, and they stuck it into other K-pop groups, like Blackpink and Twice. Although Blackpink was already pretty big, and Twice was semi-big, at least from my perspective. But all their energy channeled into all the other K-pop groups that are currently active in the US. And they're more popular now than ever, I feel, because I guess BTS really paved the way, as people always like to say. So the reason why I'm saying this is because, BTS was so big, they were selling out like football arenas in America, like the MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. So when I learned that Twice, which I did not think was even close to the size of BTS, was doing a tour at the MetLife Stadium, I was like, there's no way they can sell that out. And I really didn't think they could sell that out. Like I was so skeptical because I knew they were relatively big, but they couldn't touch BTS. But I think my deprived theory makes it so that they would be able to sell out the MetLife Stadium arena. at least enough to not at a loss, because they wouldn't book the stadium if they knew they couldn't do it. So I think that's pretty interesting that these K-pop groups can still have these huge stadiums and they're not BTS. Mamamoo, which is coming to the US tour, because I want to get, they are doing stadiums too. Not as big as the football stadiums, but bigger than I expected. So I guess I hope they do well because their first US tour. And they're maybe not as popular as Twice and other known names, but again, I think if my theory is correct, they should be able to sell out these smaller stadiums pretty well. And I hope so because they deserve it. They're my favorite girl K-pop group at the moment. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna try to get good seats for that one because if I'm going to less concerts, I at least want to do better seats. I'm gonna try to get good seats without hesitating about the price, and then I can cry about the price later. Anything else I want to discuss? I'm making good time here, so that's really nice. I haven't been reading anything. I haven't been watching any anime. I talked about finishing Servant already, so I don't need to discuss that. Nothing eventful has really been happening. Work, school, food. Okay, here's a little funny little anecdote that happened at in my school the other day. So I'm in one of my education classes. There's a kid in the class who likes to fight back sometimes with the teacher, with the professor, and sometimes the professor singles out the kid, like not like maliciously, just like maybe semi-jokingly. And we had a midterm the other day, and we were all sitting in our regular seats that we have for class. And the professor comes in, and they're like, "I'm gonna change everyone's seats." I was like, I guess whatever. It's midterm. I guess she wants people sitting not too close to each other. It's not a huge class, so she can spread us around. So she points. So she first tells the kid who I was talking about to move to the first row in the first seat, and then she's like, "I'm gonna move more seats," right? And like a minute or two later, she starts like giving out a test, and then he replies to our group chat like, "Wow, she really moved a lot of seats." And I was just laughing because she was like so adamant about changing seats, and she only changed the one seat of the one guy who like is always like talking back to her. So it really came off as like she was targeting the person. But I was pretty sure, like knowing the professor, that she probably just forgot or like zoned out after changing the one person's seat. But I was I don't know. I was laughing. I found it so like comedic that that's what happened. I was like giggling to myself. I should give me at the midterm. I was so stupid. Yeah. And then she actually sent an email out like a few days later saying like, the midterm incident. And she was saying like how she was sorry for singling out this one kid. And but I didn't think it was that serious. Maybe it was, but the fact that she sent an email means she actually did feel bad, I assume. And she did admit in the email that she just kind of like forgot. Yeah. That's my story. And that's my podcast. Guests, please, I need guests. I'm gonna leave a song at the end of this episode. The song is gonna be called "Ginger" by TOMOO, little Japanese artist I found recently on my YouTube recommended. Really nice, catchy song. Check it out. "Ginger" by TOMOO. Thank you for listening, and have a good day.